Hello and welcome to my channel. Today's video we will be making this little Santa jacket and hat for the Grinch. This is part 2. So if you've come here looking for part 1 and you still need to do the body, I will have the link down in the description and you can just go click on that now and then come back to this one once you're done. This is a crochet along, so I will be doing pretty much every step with you, except for I will do one sleeve and then leave you to do the other side of the sleeve. I will also have a drop down with instructions for every row for about 15 seconds if you get lost or aren't sure what I'm doing, or I've made a mistake, which does happen, and I will fix it up at the top when I go into editing. Don't forget, if you like my videos, to hit the subscribe button. That really helps me out, as well as leaving me a thumbs up, or if you want to comment on anything. Okay, let's get started. Okay, so starting with our red, or whatever color you're using if you've decided to do something a little different and non-traditional. Make your loop, and we are going to chain 27. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, and 27. For round 1, we are going to do 26 single crochets along the top of this chain, and we are going to be starting in the second chain from the hook. So this is your first chain and this is your second right here. So we're just going to do 26 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Sorry, that curly piece just keeps bugging me. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, and 26. And then you're going to chain 1 and turn your work. Okay, for round 2, we are going to do 4 single crochets. We're going to chain 4, skip 4, 10 single crochets, chain 4, skip 4, and 4 single crochets. So starting in this first stitch right here, we are going to do our 4 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we are going to skip 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to go in this 5th stitch. And we're going to do 10 single crochets. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now again, we are going to chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to skip 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go in that 5th stitch. And we should have 4 single crochets left. So this will be 1, 2, 3, and 4 in this last little stitch. Make sure you get through both sides of that V when you go in that stitch. Oops, I got a little piece of something there. And then you're going to chain 1 and turn. For round 3, we're going to do 26 half double crochets, but I am going to count it out like we did last row. So 4, 4, 10, 4, 10, just so we know we have the right amount of stitches in these chains. And don't forget, we're switching to half double crochet. And if you're new to half double crochet, it's yarn over into the stitch, grab your yarn, pull up and through. You're going to have your 3 loops on the hook, grab your yarn and pull through. So that's one of 4 half double crochets at the beginning. I'll do that one more time. Yarn over into your stitch, grab your yarn, pull up and through, 3 loops on your hook, and then go through, grab your yarn and go through all 3 loops. So that's 2, 3, and 4. Now we're going to do our 4 half double crochets into this chain, and you want to make sure this is going to be your 5th stitch over here. So your 4 chains are going to be on these bumps. So 1, 2, 3, and you're going to have to get into this one right here at the beginning, or your count will be off. Okay, so half double crochet, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And now you're ready to go into this 5th stitch over here. So now we're going to do 10 half double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now you're going to do your 4 half double crochets into these stitches. So remember, your 5th stitch is going over here. So 1, 2, 3, and this is the first stitch you're going to go into right here. It's barely there and it's really tight, but you want to get into that stitch. If for some reason you can't, you can put 2 in one of these stitches, but you're going to have to remember when you do your arms that you did that, and you're going to have to put 2 in that same stitch. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And now we should have 4 stitches left on the end. 1, 2, 3, 4, chain 1 and turn. Okay, for round 4, we're going to do 5 half double crochets, 1 increase, 14 half double crochets, 1 increase, and 5 half double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and an increase, so 2 half double crochets in that same stitch, 1 and 2. Then we're going to do 14 half double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. Then we're going to do our increase. 1 and 2 in the same stitch. Then we should have 5 half double crochets left. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Chain 1 and turn. Okay, for round 5, you're going to do 6 half double crochets, an increase, 14 half double crochets, an increase, and 6 half double crochets. So for a total of 30. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, increase, 1 and 2, then we're going to do 14, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and then our increase, 1 and 2 in the same stitch, and then we should have 6 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 in that last stitch. Chain 1 and turn. Row 6, we are going to do 7 half double crochets, increase, 14 half double crochets, increase, and 7 half double crochets for a total of 32. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and our increase, 1 and 2 in the same stitch, and now 14, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. Excuse me, I'm just losing my voice here with all this counting. Increase, 1 and 2 in the same stitch, and then we should have 7 stitches left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And we are done with the red for now. So we are just going to tie that off and give it a cut. I'm going to go over this. So up to you if you want to weave it in or just go over it with the white. And you should have something that looks a little bit like this. Oh, we're not done with the red. We got to do the sleeves. Oh, darn sleeves. Okay, so make your little knot with your loop on the end. And now we're going to attach this red into the holes we left at the top. Doesn't really matter what side is the front. I'm just going to do the side that's facing me at the moment. Now what we are going to do, we have our 4 stitches at the bottom that we skipped, and we have our 4 stitches at the top that we chained, and then we have between the two, there's 2 little spots where there's a hole. So we're going to go 4 across the bottom, and then we're going to do a decrease so there's no hole when we like instead of going up here, and then we're going to do 4, and then we're going to do a decrease in here. But I'm going to be starting in the 2nd stitch, so all my stitches start on the bottom instead of in a corner or something. Alright, so attach your yarn in about the 3rd stitch over, so 1, 2, and 3. And if you remember to go over this tail, you won't have to weave it in later. So you're just going to do 1 chain. Oops. And then you're going to do a half double crochet into that same stitch. It's for 1. And then we're going to do a half double crochet in the next stitch. Oops, and I forgot to go over my tail. Let's just grab that quick. And don't forget, we're doing half double crochets. I keep forgetting when I do the sleeve and start in singles and can't figure out why it's so tight. Okay, so here's your the holes where the 2 stitches are between the rows. So you're going to go in there and just give it a, like you would do a single decrease, only you've wrapped your yarn over. Now so that was 3. Now we're going to go across the top. 5, 6, and 7. And now you're back into where those your 2 rows kind of meet, and you're going to put a decrease in those 2 holes on the side. So that was 8, and then you're going to do, you should have these 2 stitches left. So 9 and 10. Most importantly, you want to have 10 stitches around, somehow evenly spaced, and cinching in the 2 holes on the side. Okay, so grab your stitch marker. That was row 1, and we want a total of 7 rows of the red. So we have 6 more rows. So I am just going to do count consecutively 60 stitches, and then just flip my marker every time I hit a set of 10. So that was 10, so this will be, oh no, we're doing 60, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And flip your marker if you're using one, and keep on counting. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Flip your stitch marker. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. $31, $32, $33, $34, $35, $36, $37, $38, 39, and 40. $41, $42, $43, $44, $45, $46, $47, $48, $49, $50. So this should be our last row. $51, $52, $53, $54, $55, $56, 57, 58, 59, and 60. Now don't finish this because we can join our white now. Okay, so join your white, and now is the time. If you've got the sparkly, I don't know if you can see the sparkles in this or not, but if you've got the sparkly, or I wasn't brave enough to try this, but some fuzzy yarn, this is the time to go ahead and try it out. Have a little bit of fun with it. It might be easier to start back here if you're doing I'm not brave enough to do the fuzzy one, so I would be starting on around the edges, not this tiny little sleeve, but oh, what am I doing? I originally was attaching the white and finishing off the red, but then I realized if I'm doing 2 rows, it don't really matter. You won't see a little step here doing a color change like this. So tie your white on, and if you are using fuzzy yarn, I feel for you. And I'd love to see it because I bet it looks gorgeous. I did find a new thing out, and I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but if I go to my channel and hit community, I can post a photo in there. So you guys can try sharing like that also if it works for you guys. I don't know if it does, because I have tried to do that on other stuff and I haven't seen the community button. But if you go to the page and you slide across the playlist videos thing, that's where it is for me. Okay, but like I said, I might only be the only one that can see it. I don't know. Okay, so now we are going to do 10 single crochets. 1. Oh, we should be going over these ends here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And now we're going to switch to half double crochets, and we're going to do 10 half double crochets in the front loop. So we're going to slip stitch into this front loop, and then we're going to half double crochet around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 'didn't half there. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then you're just gonna slip stitch into your original first half double crochet, and then leave a bit of an end so you can weave that in. I'm gonna let you do the other sleeve on your own. So if you remember it, just go ahead now. If not, I will put a little screenshot in the next frame, and I will put the timestamp to go back and start this sleeve. It'll be exactly the same. Just make sure you're on the same side, and then I will come back and we will go around the jacket part together. All right. To put the trim around the jacket, you are just going to make your knot with your loop at the end so we can attach that. And I'm going to attach in the back so we don't really see it anywhere up in the front and on the bottom. So somewhere kind of in the middle. And you're just going to pull that through and chain 1 to attach it, and your first single crochet will go into that same stitch, or half double crochet. It's hard to remember that half, even though it's my favorite. So we're just going to go all the way around. When we get to here, we will be putting 3 in the corners and 3 half double crochets, I think. Yeah, 3 half double crochets between each set of lines, and then 2 or 3 at the top, and then the corners 3, and then along these 2 edges 1 in each stitch. So that's 1, and I'm not going to count with you because we might all have a little bit different idea of where we want our stitches to be. Just keep remembering we are doing half double crochets. Okay, now we're at a corner. We're going to do 3 half double crochets into the corner stitch over top of that tail so we can hide it as we go. And just pay a little bit of attention to your knot, because sometimes that will try and puff out and show through your stitches. Then we're going to put 2 in that first set, and now we'll put 3 between this next set of lines, because how's it go? 3 single crochet rows equals 2 half double crochet rows. So since we have 2 rows here of half double, it would equal 3 rows. So we put 3 stitches in there. If you're following the rules, you can do whatever you want, really. Whatever you think looks nice and even. Now we're in the corner again, so we're going to do 1, 2, and 3 half double crochets, and then we're just going to go in every stitch now across the top, going over that tail. I'm scared to ask, but you'll have to let me know if you prefer watching instead of listening. I mean, I'll still be counting, but the silence is kind of nice. Oh, and P.S. if you don't like to listen to me counting, go ahead and mute me. Won't offend me. I've done my own videos after, and unless you're crocheting at the exact same speed, it's a little annoying. I find sometimes I'm waiting for myself, and sometimes I'm trying to catch up to myself. So, okay, we're coming up to this next corner. So 3 in this corner. 1, 2, 3. Now see, that knot's going to show up a bit here. I should have tried to tuck it into my 3. I might have to redo this after, because that's going to probably bug me. And then start doing your 3 between the lines here. This one seems tricky, I'm not sure why. I'll just scooch up one. I did not do this side as good as I did the other side. So we're back in the corner, do your 3. And then we'll just be in every stitch now till we meet up where we started. Okay, so when you get to your last stitch, just join with a slip stitch, tie that off, and then we'll weave that end in after. All right, you should have all your ends weaved in, and your jacket should look pretty similar to this. So let's just try it on our little Grinch. There we go. Not too bad, I would say. Now, originally, when I designed this, I was going to have it be open, but I kind of debated sewing the whole thing, whip stitching the front. So if you want to do that, try that. Temporarily, for now, I decided just to give it a tie. That might look cute, like if you have a gold string or embroidery thread, or you can make a little chain. I wasn't sure how I would do a belt buckle, otherwise I would have made him a little black chain, but you could still chain black and like put a little few yellow stitches in it. I'm gonna leave that up to you guys. I have a few viewers that do some pretty creative things, so I'm expecting to see some pretty cool little belts and buckles being made because I was too lazy. Okay, so thanks for watching this part, and we will move on to the next part. All right, for the hat, you are going to make your knot with the loop on the end. I just realized I wrote my whole pattern in single crochets, but this whole hat is half double crochets. So I might accidentally say single crochet, but it will be half double crochet all the way through till we get to the white. All right, so pull your yarn through and chain 1 to secure your yarn, remembering that is not a stitch. Okay, for round 1, we are going to do 6 half double crochets into the loop. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. For rows 2 to 3, we are going to do 6 half double crochets all the way around. And if you're not sure where your first stitch goes, you can just count your V's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So that doesn't even barely look like a stitch, but that is where we're going to be going in. So wrap your yarn around because we are doing half double crochets. 1, and make sure you're going all the way over here into your next stitch and not into here that looks like your next stitch. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then another set of 6. Make sure you're going in the right stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Row 4, you're going to do 1 single crochet, 1 increase all the way around for a total of 9. So 1, and your increase, 2 and 3, 4, increase, 5 and 6, 7, and your increase, 8 and 9. Rows 5 and 6, you are just going to do 9 single crochets all the way, or half double crochets all the way around. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And do that one more time for our second row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Row 7, we are going to do 2 single crochets, 1 increase, repeat that around for a total of 12. 1, 2, increase, 3 and 4, 5, 6, increase, 7 and 8, 9, 10, and increase, 11 and 12. Rows 8 and 9, we are just going to do 12 single crochets all the way around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. That's one row. We'll do one more row of 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Row 10, we are going to do 3 single crochets, a 1 increase for a total of 15. 1, 2, 3, increase 4 and 5, 6, 7, 8, increase 9 and 10, 11, 12, 13, and increase, 14, and 15. For rows 11 and 12, we are going to do 15 half double crochets all the way around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. So that was one row of 15, and we got to do 2 rows of 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Row 13, we're going to do 4 single crochets and 1 increase. Repeat that all the way around for a total of 18. I think I'm reading singles, but they're all halves. 1, 2, 3, 4, and an increase, 5 and 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and an increase, 11 and 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and an increase, 17 and 18. Round 14, we are just going to do 18 single crochets all the way around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. For round 15, we're going to do 2 single crochets and 1 increase for a total of 24. 1, 2, and increase, 3 and 4, 5, 6, increase, 7 and 8, 9, 10, and an increase, 11 and 12, 13, 14, and an increase, 15 and 16, 17, 18, increase, 19 and 20, 21, 22, increase, 23 and 24. For round 16, we are just going to do 24 half double crochets all the way around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24. For round 17, we're going to do 3 half double crochets, 1 increase for a total of 30. 1, 2, 3, and an increase, 4 and 5, 6, 7, 8, and an increase, 9 and 10, 11, 12, 13, and an increase, 14 and 15, 16, 17, 18, and an increase, 19 and 20, 21, 22, 23, and an increase, 24 and 25, 26, 27, 28, and an increase, 29 and 30. For rows 18 to 20, we're just going to do 30 half double crochets all the way around. So I'm just going to count consecutively. So that's 3 rows, so 3 times 30 is 90. So I'm just going to count to 90, flipping my marker every time I hit 30. Remember, half double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. That's one row. So our next row, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. That's 2 rows. We have 1 more row to go. And I'm going to have a yarn problem here. So 1 second. Okay, so we're on 60. 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, and 90, but don't finish off that last half double crochet because we are going to change to white. So just tie on your white. Look at this. Single crochet, single crochet, single crochet. The very last row, I finally put half double crochet. Okay. So pull your white through to finish that last stitch off. And now we are going to do single crochets. 30 single crochets all the way around. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. And for row 22, our last row, where's my, oops, I forgot to go over that. We'll go over it now. We are going to do 30 half double crochets in the front loop all the way around. So we're going to start in the front loop. We're going to do a slip stitch, and then we're going to chain 1, and then in that same stitch we're going to put our first half double crochet. So that's 1 of 30. Two. Remember, you're going in the front loop. 3, and we're doing half double crochets again. 4, 5. That is going to be a problem. Shoot. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. And then you will slip stitch into the beginning of the row there, and then you're going to tie that off, even a bit of a tail to weave in. Oh, I didn't tie that red one in either. Okay, so let's weave these couple of ends in here. just a reminder, if you're watching me weave my ends in and you're wondering why, like, oh, you only went once or twice, it's just videoing that I'm doing this. Usually I would go a million times around, making sure that that is nice and tight and hidden in there. Okay, here I go. Don't forget, if you like my videos, hold on. Go on this. I made this purposely so it'll flip up. So this is going to be your back. So when you weave this in, go in on this side. Now here I go. If you enjoy this video, make sure you like, comment, hit the subscribe button. That way you'll be notified every time I load a new video. Also, I have a Facebook craft page that you can visit. That the link will be down in the description. And you can find the post pinned at the top that says YouTube share. And you can leave a photo in the comments there. Okay, now for the pom-pom, I wouldn't say that this is like a real pom-pom. I just wrapped it around my fingers a few times. And I do know the general rule, if you think you have enough, keep going. Because usually you need a lot. Okay, I'm going to do about that much because I'm not making it like a real big fuzzy pom-pom. I'm just kind of making it like a little poof on the end. And this is not pom-pom, you know, perfection. It's just to get her done. So if you have a better way to make a little pom-pom, or if you have little white ones that are bought in, use one of those. A little bell could be cute. Then you're just going to tie that in the middle. Nice and tight because you don't want them to come out. Originally I just had 3 or 4 and it looked kind of cute, but I figured I better actually make a real looking pom-pom. Then you're just going to cut all your ends where you have loops. I think I got them all. Nope, there's a couple. Okay, now I'm going to make a mess. Once you get this far, what you want to do is kind of flatten it out and decide about how big you want it. So I'm going to try and go about where this, like, what am I, a ½ centimeter from my thumbnail when it's in the center. And this is very wasteful, but it's happening. And just kind of keep turning it, flattening it out, and cutting. Make sure you don't cut the 2 strings that you tied. Keep them in your hand and nice and tight. Whoops, I went a little close there. That's going to cause me problems in a bit. And then you're going to turn it another way and do the exact same thing. Kind of just eyeballing it, keeping those strings that you tied it with nice and tight out of the way of your little scissors. Have a look at it. There's a few that are a little long, so you might want to just try it a different way. The only problem with doing it this way is you keep finding ones you want to cut, and then before you know it, you got nothing left to cut. Okay, that's good enough for me. I'm going to regret doing that right on my tablecloth here, but it happened. Okay, so take your little toque now. And you're just going to tie that up on one side somewhere. I go outside to inside. And then I did the same with another piece. Oh, I bet this would look really fun with the fuzzier yarn. And then I just went on the opposite side and then up, and then I tied my knot, and then I hid that down in there. So let's tie that up. I thought about letting it dangle if you want to try something different. Make sure you're not tying any of your pom-pom into that. And then where you tied your knot in the hole in the center, just bring that down. And I found a couple of, as I was doing this, a couple of kind of interesting little things that you could use as a trick. If you catch some of these sides, it'll kind of bend around like this. I pulled mine in and down originally like this, and that's how I figured that out. So I just kind of took my yarn and tied it about halfway so it stays kind of crumply looking. Or you can just do it regular. It looks a little bit funny if it's just straight up and down, but you can also tack it down to the side. So see, that's kind of cute. I couldn't get it to stay like that, but that's how I originally started with what I have. And we're just going to flip this up. Come here, little Grincher. And stick it on however we want it. Now I plan on tacking mine down because, see, these eyebrows are going to have to go down a little bit. That's why I didn't tie them on. And just kind of wrinkle it up a bit. I might tack mine like that on this one, which is be a little different. So it's going to look like this. So if you want it removable, it will be a bit of a pain because you're always going to be putting it back on. So if I were you, I might just tack it like 3 or 4 places and then tie it in the back like in a bow. And then if you want to change your mind and have it removable, you can just undo that, or be an option for someone if someone wants to buy one. I think that's it. I didn't tie his belly, but I mean, you guys can figure that out pretty easy. I think we're done. So, Thanks for watching. I hope I see you in some of my other videos. Have a good day. Stay safe. I guess it's a time of year to say Merry Christmas, if that is a part of your culture. And happy crocheting.